the balance between the law of the world and the pursuit of truth.
Hello, dear brothers and friends. Today, I want to talk to you about the right balance between the law of the world and the pursuit of truth. The so-called law of the world here, I define it as the law of life. That is, the moral norms you shall follow when you live in this world, which I refer to the connotation of the law of the world. Seeking the truth is the supermundane law. This is my noun explanation that I have made. Living in the world, we need to deal with people in our course of life. We need to be guided by the moral norms of this world and engage in the work and life of the world and all the activities we carry out. Your collective consciousness regulates the unified standards in all fields. In life and work, you can't break away from a certain degree of limitations of these standards. Therefore, in the norms set by your collective consciousness, it is a practical issue to flexibly deal with the teaching of worldly law to you. One of the important ideas of A Miracle in Courses is that everything in the world is illusion, not real existence. How can we coordinate this important concept with the norms of the world? Coordinate them in this way. The supermundane law shall include the norms of the world. Since everything in the world is not true, is it difficult for you to abide by it? Does obeying it deprive your mind of freedom? If you don't take it seriously, how can obeying it hinder your freedom of mind? If obeying it affects your freedom of mind, do you really believe in the supermundane law? The supermundane law includes all laws of the world, because it doesn't take everything in the world as real. Therefore, there is no conflict between the supermundane law and all the laws of the world. Life in the world is more conducive to the realization of the supermundane law. When all kinds of things in the world really cannot affect your spiritual freedom, you witness the supermundane law. If all kinds of things seem to have no hindrance to your spiritual freedom, do they really exist? What are they other than phantoms? They have been realized by you that they are not authentic. This is the exposition of no conflict between the supermundane law and the law of the world.
The heart is your true master.
The heart is your true master. You have been taught to be your own master and not a slave. But you are always in the role of slaves serving a shadow. You give up your sovereignty, your rights and your power to this shadowy world, to let it control your heart, to let it enslave your heart, to let it deceive and tease your heart. You have been crying out to be your masters, but in fact you are not your masters at all. But you think you are your masters. So you never think about it. Am I my own master? Am I really a sovereign? You think the world is a normal world, and the world should be like that. But this is a complete lie, a complete trick, a complete deception. So the real wise man is the one who no longer covets everything in the world and can let go of everything in the world. I don't mean to let you lose everything you have in this world. I mean to let it go in your heart. As for form, it doesn't matter whether you give it or keep it. It is you who no longer takes it seriously in your mind, are no longer enslaved by them, and no longer affect peace of your mind because of their gains and losses. This is what I call letting go. And this is what I call not greedy. The world is but a dream. Treasures, wealth and splendor are just matters in a flicker of the finger. The world is magnificent, rich, brilliant and huge. It is also an illusion. How can it be worthy of your glorious Son of God? It is not worthy of your identity as Son of God. But you think that it is all you deserve. You've worked hard, and worked hard for everything you think you deserve. It's a hard struggle here. But all in all, it's just a dream. What you struggle for and earn is just a soap bubble. What are you fighting for? What are you wrestling for? What are you greedy for? What can't you let go? If you try to get happiness from this world, you can only catch the moon in the water, look at the flowers in the mirror, and seek fish from the trees. You will never achieve your goal. The world does not really exist, just as the moon in the water does not really exist. To get the moon, we need to go to its real place. To get happiness, we need to go to its real place, which is the choice of the wise, which is the choice of the truly wise, which is the choice of the person who has removed the barrier of ignorance. You are afraid of losing the world because you have no power in your heart, because you have lost the memory of God. When you can gradually cultivate faith in God through practices of true forgiveness and miracles, your greed for the world and your constant fear of the world will ease. The inner peace is much greater, the inner strength is greater, and the degree of external grasp is relaxed. So what you have to do is not to grasp the world, but to build up confidence in God. The certainty that you believe in your identity as Son of God. The source of your fear is that you believe that the world is real, that is, that you believe in your sins and that you are separated from God. No matter what kind of fear it is, what you think is big or small, whether you worry about yourself or others, its root lies in the fear that you think you have betrayed God. Ego can play tricks and design a lot of situations so that you can see fear and experience fear. But there's only one source of your fear. That is the perception that you have betrayed God deep in your heart. Through the practices of miracles, you have completely reversed the root causes of all fears. If the root causes are removed, the seemingly diverse fears will be truly removed, and guilt will be truly dissolved, which is the fundamental way to solve the problem of your disengagement from reincarnation. The reason why you are still afraid of the world and you are still worried that various bad things will happen is that you still take the world seriously. You still think that the world is your master, controlling your destiny and your feelings. You still put power in the world and fail to take it back into your own hands. When your heart is truly peaceful, the world that is the shadow reflected by your inner peace will be peaceful. You can't see all the unfortunate things that upset and depressed you in the past, because all the images projected from your peaceful heart are as peaceful as your heart. The way to make the world a better place is to make your heart feel peaceful, beautiful, joyful, and blessed. Your heart is free of fear and guilt, like a flat river at the bottom whose water is naturally flat. If the bottom of the river is uneven and there are cliffs, the river will not be calm. Whether your heart is peaceful or not reflects the outside world, just like whether the river is peaceful or unimpeded. It is futile to try to change the surface of the river. It is the bottom of the river, not the surface of the river, that is to be changed if you want to make the surface of river smooth. Even if you take a lot of effort to level the river surface, it will soon return to its original state, because the bottom of the river has not changed. The bottom of your heart is like a tortuous and uneven river, sometimes with deep ditches and sometimes with cliffs. So your emotions are full of ups and downs. So your world is full of contradictions and conflicts. Because the world is nothing but the shadow of your heart. Let your heart be peaceful. You don't have to change the world. Only when your heart becomes peaceful, like the bottom of the river is flat, the outside world will naturally be calm and peaceful.